Hello everyone and welcome back to the Chassis Variant series. Myself, Critical Rocket, was sticking with the Stalkers and recording chronology. This is the last one I did of the series. This is the 5S, the Fedcom variant, also introduced in 3050 alongside the 5M from House Marik. This model does a few more weapon upgrades compared to the Marik version, where they went with an ER large and adding a narc beacon. The Fedcom forces went whole hog and decided to add 2 large pulsers instead of the standard large lasers, alongside an XL engine to free up a bit more weight, where they can put in things like case, extra ammunition, double heat sinks, a few bits and pieces like that. Major downside of it is they didn't really add any more heat sinks other than just changing the engine heat sinks to doubles. This means that the mech is ridiculously hot and overheated quite a lot on the front lines, which resulted in just as many pilot deaths as the 5M's ammunition explosion issues. As such, the 3050 models of the Stalkers were probably not that reliable on the front line against the clans compared to their predecessors, which at least didn't have their tendency to blow up quite as often. So MechWarrior Online, this is a pretty decent version. The 5S has 6 energy hardpoints spread across the mech in the arms and the side torsos, majority of those being in the arms, and 4 missile hardpoints which are also spread between the arms and the side torsos. Obviously it's a bit of a risk if you keep the XL engine. Stalkers do have particularly large side torsos and they're pretty easy to target at range, so probably these days a light fusion engine if you're going to switch out anything right from the off. Let's see, other things. Comes with an AMS, so it's actually one of the few Stalkers that I run with the AMS system intact, as opposed to some of the other problems where every mech has AMS capability, as I brought up in a previous vid. That's PGI's answer to the chronic LRM issues. Just give everything AMS because it's the only way that we can stop the problem we created. Outside of that, I do actually really like the 5S. Its stock loadout is pretty fucking hot, there's no denying that, especially on a map like Caustic, as you can see here. Does not play very well to its strengths. However, given the opportunity to be what it is, which is a support assault mech, it actually can do a hell of a lot of damage quickly. And I believe this match I pick up 3 kills and a pretty decent amount of damage, but it's still part of my series of shame, as I still don't win in Stalker. Any of the Stalkers. I did try. I recorded so many matches of different Stalker variants, I just couldn't get wins. So basically what you see is the best results of all of those. Out of all the 5 vids, these are the best I could muster at a period where I was dealing with this cold. It was pretty fucking miserable. So yeah, just take it that I'm crap in these mechs, but in reality they're actually pretty good assaults. And they do benefit from a bunch of the new weapons. MRMs are a popular choice I've seen on a few Stalkers, alongside obviously things like light PPCs, heavy PPCs. Not really seen so many stump nose or rocket launchers or bits and pieces like that, and obviously Stalkers don't have any ballistics unless you buy the Misery, so it's not an assault that's benefited from the RACs, for instance. I would definitely pick this one over either the 4N or the 3H. And if you do have an open mech bay and you're looking to try out the Stalker, this is probably a good one to pick if you don't fancy the ECM equipped 3FB. So yeah, that's all I can really say about this model. It's fun, and I'll probably keep this one actually out of all of them. The 3FB, the 3F, and this one. I'll probably keep around. I like large pulse lasers, so it's nice. I would like PGI to add some of the new tech versions. There is one floating around that I think comes with streaks, which I think would be quite fun, alongside some ER mediums. They're actually, looking at it, they don't really do that many new tech upgrades of the Stalker, which is kind of surprising, because it's one of those assaults that comes with a hell of a lot of weapons. I thought some of the new stuff might have been quickly adapted for tabletop, but no, they didn't do it. It's a bit of a shame. I'll try and get around in the future to trying to build a couple of those new tech models and do some videos of them. But until then, I hope you all have a good week. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next Chassis series vids, which will be the Cyclops. And of course, if you're watching it out of order, then go watch the other Stalker Chassis vids, and this will then be the last one for you, and it'll all make sense. So yeah, have a good one all, and I'll see you next time. Bye, 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 bye. Bye 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 bye.